We're in game, we made it, don't worry. In the bottom right corner of the map, our pink Zerg player from mYinsanity, ladies and gentlemen. It is Zervas. And in the upper left hand corner, our purple Terran player from Team Redbloods, it's LilleKanin, who is opening with a gas first. Well, this can only turn into some sort of crazy, ridiculous game, so we shall see what this is gonna become. He definitely doesn't have a barracks, right? Like, I'm not just... okay. Barracks in the middle of the map. This will be intriguing. I know you guys are very excited about this debate of life or death or something like that you're having in the chat. I'm sorry I can't keep up with it. It's too many long, meaningful sentences for me to read you in the game. But hey, at least the chat's alive, so... thanks everyone who did actually tune into the chat. I noticed, actually, as soon as I mentioned last time that you guys should all come into the chat, a lot of you actually did. So hello, and welcome to you all, and thanks for coming in and checking it out. Well, not, I guess you're already checking it out, but thanks for coming in and being a part of the social experience. That's a better way to say it. So yeah, I was saying this might be the last series tonight. We might do Team Extreme Supremacy against Imaginary Gaming. Maybe. What do you guys think? Do you guys want to see it? Another best of 7? What time is it? Ooh, it's half time. Let's see what time this series finishes at, and then we'll make a decision as to whether we will or whether we won't. And we'll just see how it goes. So this was a very interesting build to start things off from LilleKanin. We've kind of just been following since the gas first opening, so it's kind of gas first, middle of the map Hellions. Now this is kind of interesting. So I guess what the general plan is here from LilleKanin is that because this map is, because it's a 4-player map, his opponent's kind of likely to open with kind of less defense because it's quite large as well. He's probably not expecting kind of a super fast set of Hellions, and he's basically just going to try and rush forwards with them as fast as he can and rush in before any kind of wall is up or anything and just try and run by, do some damage. It's kind of an interesting strategy and something you don't usually ever see at all, and Zervas is actually gonna run. No. Okay, now he sees it with another Zerg which was heading towards the tower. Now he sees the first Hellions, so immediately he has to realise, right, I have to start walling or something. LilleKanin turns around. I don't know if that's the right decision. I think if with a build like this you should run in and try and get as much damage done as soon as you can, because by the time he gets there now, Zergling speed is going to be so close to finishing. He's continuing to chase these back. I can't agree with this. Because now what advantage does this give you over just kind of doing a very standard build, like other than just making them in your main base? I guess he's actually making... oh, he doesn't even know where his opponent is just yet. Wow, okay, that's unlucky then. So he's actually making Marauders and Concussive Shells, so he really just wants to get aggressive here. Now he actually has to turn around and go towards the bottom right. So this has actually gone from potentially being quite a cool build from LilleKanin to very quickly becoming a living disaster. He's gone the wrong direction. He actually, he can change from top right to bottom right quite quickly, but Zervas has just had so much warning for it now, and I mean, if this had hit straight away, that Spine Crawler would be dead, and I mean, I don't know. So, well, we've got a Marauder, 5 Hellions here at the front. Single Zergling runs by and will hit this wall where, right now there is not a command center back at home. Armory on the way though, so Hellbat will be coming up here very shortly. Spinecrawler repositioning, Baneland Nest on the way though from Zervas. He starts to realise the sort of things he needs to do to get himself into a comfortable position here in this game. As Screen moves forward just a little bit, a couple more Zerglings coming up to the high ground here. And the Hellions just waiting. They're going to wait for Hellbats, surely. Command center on the way though. 24 SCVs, 25 drones right now is the current worker counts. I think Zervas really realizing, there's nothing to rush into drones for at this kind of point. He's moving out though, he misses these units which are at his front door. They're just over so slightly up on this high ground here. He sees a medevac coming across though, so he must kind of notice something, but well, I guess a drop into the main could be quite successful because most of the defense is focused on this natural, and even the queens are all here. Now some Zerglings going to move through to the middle. This is actually the worst possible time for Zervas to move to the middle of the map, man. Like, he's about to have 4 Hellions roasting his mineral line, He's going to be able to kill off all these buildings because that genuinely isn't enough here to save it. But he's going to lose his entire mineral line, and that's the big problem right now. He needs to get the queens in from the natural and here to help save, but already 5 workers dead, and this is going to just continue being a big drone barbecue. 9 workers killed moving forwards. Oh, well, them workers are actually going to get away, but now he drops in the back of the natural. Over here, how much is he getting done? Well, some units came back as well, so he's killed off all of the add-ons, which is nice. That will definitely slow down production. Where did the Italians go? They're back into the main base. Just going to continue moving around, looking to see what they can do. There's a lot of queens out, guys. A lot of queens that should definitely be useful as one spine core going to reposition the back of the natural. And it looks as though this will be over now. There's some Banelings going to come in, try and be used for a Baneling bust here. But these units are coming in from behind as well, and he's kind of running out of time. These Banelings aren't quite going to be ready. You know, this is so unfortunate. If Zervas didn't stop in the middle of the map to rebuild, to kill off units, to kill off the buildings, sorry, he probably would have been able to have a game-ending Baneling bust going on in his opponent's base. That's actually really unfortunate when you think about it. But it's one of them things you have to decide what to do. 4 more drones killed, by the way, by these Hellions, and all 4 of them have escaped once again. So the worker counts 25 SCVs, 29 drones. Second command center is finally moving into position. And this game, could it stabilize from this point? It definitely could, I suppose. Tech Lab is back onto this. Is he really just rebuilt a reactor and a Tech Lab in the middle of the map? Yes, he has. So he's really just continuing to rely on his map control here. I guess he knows no 2-base meter or anything because he's consistently been inside the main base. He knows when the gas is off for his opponent. So that's not really much of a threat for him. And oh, coming in once again, another hit. Takes down 1 more drone, and there's going to be a second. I'm just going to probably pull back and get away with the Italians. You know, why lose them if you can just get them away and keep them for another time? Banshee first, Banshee ready to go right now. More Banshees on the way, and factory started up at home. So in the next stage of this game, coming in here from LilleKanin, he has a couple of Marauders at the front. So many queens with transfusers though, and that makes it very, very difficult to be able to really break through this front door. As Medevac going to be dropping off these Hellions here again in the main base. Another couple of shots, and we just killed off a couple of drones here. That's another, another couple of Zerglings. That's another drone which could have been or so, and just slightly weakens this army. As at the 11-minute mark, we're seeing Zervas still just stuck on these 2 bases. As you know, it's actually quite a hard contain being set up here by LilleKanin. Queens almost catch that Medevac, which would have been huge. As the Banshee with cloak into the main base, there's no detection. Where's the Overseer? No, he doesn't have an Overseer. Oh, worker count's going to plummet once again here, and Zervas just continues to just take so much damage. He will be able to clean up this army outside his front door. I think he should move across the map with these Banelings, go for a Baneling bust or something or anything. But he's got to deal with this over here. He's going to kill off this Banshee, which is something. These Hellions back into the main base. They do get, the Medevac gets killed off by the Queen, and the Banelings and Lings clean up the rest of the Hellions. But 5 more workers killed so far. Another Banshee fires straight into the Queen, so that's a bit of a loss there for no reason for the LilleKanin. But let's take assessment of the game. We're seeing a Terran player who's now beginning to establish his 3rd command center back at home, who's on pretty much his full set of production and upgrades finishing, against a Zerg player who is just now starting to aspire. He's not got a 3rd base at all. You know, he's only just taken control of the outside of his own natural. This is really looking like LilleKanin's favor. Like this really looks as though it's in LilleKanin's favor right now to start off this game. And the Italian's going to move back, and if they can kill these Banelings, that'd be nice. They actually go into the reactor, probably realizing they're going to die anyways, so just getting the most done that they can, and they shut down that reactor. Here as the Italians will clean up the rest of these Zerglings now, and another Banshee is moving forwards as well on the right hand side. Let's watch this barracks for a couple of moments. Going to occupy the fire of these Queens. A couple of turrets being added on here. I mean, what's the vision like for LilleKanin? I mean, he's seen the lair, so he hasn't seen the spire necessarily. Doesn't that look cool when it transforms from pink to red? He hasn't seen the spire necessarily, but he knows there's a possibility of Mulisks, and that's probably the only thing that the lair is going to be used for right now without a roach horn or so being down. So turning forwards here, these Lings are going to do absolutely nothing against Infernal Pre-Ignited Hellbats. Wow, that was the fastest loss of Zerglings I've ever seen. These Queens trying to push away these Hellbats. They're going to be pushed down to the bottom side. We've got Overseer coming into the main, confirming that it's mech. I mean, I don't know what he was really expecting from LilleKanin, but I'm pretty sure what he was expecting is what he confirms. And, well, the town player has a worker advantage with a 3rd orbital about to come up here. These Mutalisks, they have to get some work done, but it's going to be so difficult. 5 more drones killed by this Banshee in the main. Gets to 6 as the Mutas pop, and I was just saying, these mutants have to get some serious work done. Cleaning up a Banshee which just killed 6 of your drones is not... is something, but it's not really the work they need to do. They need to get across the map, and they need to find a way to do some damage here really, really fast. Are they just going to clean this up again? I mean, LilleKanin is really kind of intent on keeping this starport and well, keeping the tech with the add-ons on these buildings. There's a couple of mines that are actually building on coming out of this on this reactive factory, which is quite entertaining. He's going to try get the mines. Oh no, the Overseer's not here in time! Oh, he loses 3 of the 8 mutalists. I think there was 8 mutalists there. How many has he lost? 3? Oh, there's only 2. There's only 7 here. Little Zervas. Just little mistakes here and there, and again, these mutals will be really the thing which are going to drag him back into this game a little bit. I mean, yeah, okay, there's turrets everywhere, and it's going to be very difficult to do that. There's definitely ways in. I mean, fly in through the front door and kill off a couple of workers building factories or something. Anything! But getting killed by mines mid-map, that's not what they needed to do. Hellbat's coming in towards this third base now, and we're going to get a bit more damage done. Banelands will be used to help clean these up, and I mean, even that is an inefficient trade for Zervas at this point in time, who continues to just struggle on. He does clean up the factory and starport from the middle of the map, which is a small bonus. But is it, you know, is it enough? Debatable. I say debatable because I don't want to be born and say, no, it's not. We're talking about it, I mean, okay, yeah, he's on 62 drones, but what does he really have going for him? I mean, this mech player has taken a great advantage. I mean, how many workers have we actually seen killed throughout? Only 27. But I mean, at this point in the game, the Zerg wants to have a 4th base running already. He wants to have all 4 bases pretty much droned up, 80 workers. He wants to start being in a position where he's beginning to look towards trading against this mech army a little bit, not, you know, sat with some realists where the killing a refinery is going to be the best thing you can get done for a while. Barracks in the middle of the map, that will potentially be killed off by the mutants next just because it's something for them to do. Because pretty much everywhere else is impenetrable. I mean, okay, there's a couple of, little bit of space here where you could get some damage right now, but the mutants are in the middle of the map. He saw it just a little bit too late to take the opportunity, so the barracks going to get taken down here, and I mean, sensor tower's coming up. LilleKanin's just going to sit back. He's just going to sit and wait, see what happens, see what his opponent's going to go for. I don't know. He's actually going to start. I'm just trying to think of ways Zervas can come back into this a little bit. He's going to start flying locust upgrade, so he's going to try to utilize swarm hosts. He's also going for tunneling claws. So he's going for a lot of stuff right now. He's going for a lot of different things. But is it really going to be? Is it wise to go for all of these upgrades? I guess in a normal game against mech player, you can afford to go into as many upgrades as you want, but for now, he's going to be maxing out, well, it feels as though he's going to be maxing out slower than a mech player, so it feels as though he's really just going to be focusing on units. First couple of swarm hosts start up in the production tab. That hive is halfway done. Now that's an upgrade I definitely agree with. If you call it an upgrade to the lair. Because he needs to get Vipers in. I mean, it's something he just needs in his composition. There's no two ways about it. These roaches are going to try and run through here. They're going to get choked off quite heavily by one of these depots raising. And they're just going to try and get through to the natural, but there's a complete wall off, and there's going to be such a tight choke point to run through again. It's just going to slow these roaches down so much, and Zervas just loses so many roaches. He gets absolutely nothing done with these. Or he could maybe squeeze through, and he's going to start picking off some workers, but I mean, realistically, he just traded like 30 supply of roaches to do nothing, and he burrows most of the roaches in range of a turret. He has to use a scan to get the final one, but I mean, well, okay, so I mean, we've got swarmers on the way, so we'll see if he can maybe make something happen with these flying locusts. We've seen some Zerg players previously, not really today, but we've seen some Zerg players kind of struggle, or some Terran players kind of struggle with kind of what do you actually do against locusts which fly into your base to try and kill you. Couple of Hellbat drops going off, didn't actually get any drones over here. Good reactions by Zervas. He's got a 5th base set up as well, so well, I don't know, a couple of extractors coming down. Just kind of waiting for something to happen here, but I mean, LilleKanin already moving towards a 4th base, and you know, why not? He's in a position where he can sit and defend 4 bases very happily, very easily. It's kind of about, I guess, I mean, the time in the game is not really comparable to the previous game of mech of when you played against Petreus, because the opening was very, very weird, right? But I guess there's kind of potential to compare. I mean, it's kind of the time he tried to take 4th place in that last game, but it's not really, is what I'm saying. It's a little bit earlier because he took his 2nd natural and 3rd base so much later. These Flying Locusts did absolutely nothing here. They killed 5 SCVs, which is okay, I guess, but if that's all they're going to do every minute of game time, like, if that's all they're going to do, they need something. Yeah, it's not going to work out. They need to do something more. You can see, like, the upgrade is so long, man. How that's here, finding these Swarmers. They're going to just... This might mess up the AI of the Locusts if they attack onto these Hellbats. Hellbats do pick up. Now he sends them forwards. And, again, we'll just be trying to go into this base, but with Force here, it's actually kind of disgusting because the Force splash damage works on the Locust, so it actually destroys the Locust before they even come in, and he gets a single 4, and again, there's a single 4, and the Hellbat, what he needs to do, probably not. These meters flying in as well right now, whether he just doesn't want them or what. It looks as though he just doesn't want them, so he just gives them up, so he needs to go down over here. We do have that Hellbat drop coming in, and getting cleaned up quite quickly. Zervas has been defending well. He's got a lot of money in the bank. He's going in towards a Great Aspire, and I mean, Broodlords again. Well, let's put it into perspective. There's already 10 Vikings on the map, and by the time these Broodlords are out, there's going to be at least 3 Ravens. And how many Broodlords can he really afford to make? With 500 gas? Does he already have Corruptors? No, so not too many. He's actually starting to make some more Hiders and some more Stormhosts, so it looks as though he's not actually going to rely on the Broodlords too much just yet. These Locusts do land, they're actually going to take out some turrets, and they're actually getting quite a few SC vehicles this time around, so finally this is starting to actually do a little something here. Starting to get some damage in, as just, again, I guess it's keeping the template pinned back. He doesn't want to completely move out or so. 14 workers is quite decent. That was quite nice, okay. Finally something goes Zervas' way, which is what he really, really needed for so long now. So finally something starts to go Zervas' way. The roach in the middle of the map gets cleaned up pretty quickly. Bunch of units trying to just fall back for now, and I mean, here we go. LilleKan's just pushing. He's saying it is time to go, and you know, we just have to basically see is Zervas going to be able to hold on? He's going to have a wave of Locusts, but they're going to be under fire from the Vikings, of course. Vipers have to move back away from those Vikings because they don't want to be killed off before they can do anything. The Locust going to come up from the right hand side, but look at this, they're just going to get destroyed, I think. Maybe not actually. PvP's coming down though, and that's going to help a lot, but some nice blinding clouds as these units going to move down the ramp, and well, actually this is looking... Oh, okay, maybe not. I was about to say, it's actually looking okay for Zervas. I thought he was going to hold, but apparently there's way more terrain than I ever thought there was. And what do you even do now? I'm not too sure. Yeah, the Satchery's going to go down. I think this might just be it from Zervas. I mean, he's literally got a set of Swarmos, and that's about it. He's got some units coming up in reproduction, but I feel like, you know, I've said the same thing for the last 5-10 minutes. Like, Zervas, he's just so far behind, he's just so dead. And, I mean, what can I do other than repeat it one more time? What is he meant to do right now? He drops a couple of Locusts, which get annihilated, and he's losing drones over to the side from a Banshee and Hellbats and all sorts of things, and he just kind of has to go for it, but the Locusts have already been dealt with, or no, they're just sitting AFK, and okay, now they're on their way over, but they're not going to have much time to actually do anything. The Hydra's going to come in from the top side here, and this is Zervas' one chance to try and win this, but yeah, it's not really. Bye-bye, units. Bye-bye. And with that, Template will push on through into the natural. Most likely take the game. Trying to use the Seeking Missiles against it, but it's not going to be enough. GG is called! And Redbloods take down mYinsanity.